Anybody looking in, observing that would never have thought that we were close. Like, it was bad.
Let's talk about, like, I would say bonding, but also like learning things.
And we fight. Like, let's be clear.
We do.
Ooh.
You know, that is like...
We fight. Listen, we talk about that this relationship, the mother-daughter relationship, is the place where you learn to stand in your truth.
Yes.
Right? And be your full self.
Yes.
And you build trust, or you explore, because it's a lifelong skill for other relationships, and certainly for marriage. Like, you need to be comfortable standing in your truth, and sometimes it's not pretty. Sometimes, you have to repeat it over and over. Sometimes you got to come back to it,
and there are
right. Sometimes you got to process things and again come back to it. So it's important. It's important. It's our goal is to invest in the next generation of families, right? So it's important.
But you do have to have a good fight. Like, I would say
many.
In a lot of ways, like, there are some when we look back and we're like,
that one where Dad has said, that one, we shall not go to that. That was bad. That was bad.
No, but when that was bad. But then when we talked about everything else that was underneath it, it was necessary. Because there are things...
I don't know if it was necessary, but
No, but I would say, okay.
It prompted, listen, don't be afraid of emotion, I think is what you're saying, right? And when there is a trust or a foundation that's been built, you can withstand that. Yeah. But you have to be... You need to go there sometimes. You were
hurt by the argument. I was hurt by the argument. And then we talked about it.
And I was pissed.
So, I was so angry. You were so angry. And Dad's like,
no. I was like, get your life. Like, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it can't be get your life. Because we had to fight. And then when we talked through everything, there were points where I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. And there were points where you were like, yeah, you're right. But it's also part of the dynamic of a relationship. Also, as you progress into being adults too, you're gonna have some of those hiccups.
Yeah, that was a moment. Yeah.
You're gonna
it's true.
Have them.
It's true. Because anybody looking in, observing that would never have thought that we were close. Like, it was bad.
It was like we chose war, okay? Like, we chose war.
We chose violence. We chose violence.
It was one of those, like...
we didn't hit each other. We didn't get physical.
No, there was no physical. But it was like...
It was as violent as words can be.
Okay. So, for example, when you're talking to a girlfriend and you're like, he chose war.
He chose... What?
Like, based on the actions that a guy takes, he's choosing war.
With you?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, in that moment. Like, if he's messed up in some way. You call your girlfriend, he's like, he chose to die, he chose war. Like, it's done, like...
Okay, got it. Okay.
Because if you take that argument, right?
Yeah.
We were like... I forget how it started. But there was something where it was like, okay, like, we won't talk about it. Like, we'll talk about it later. And then it was like, no, let's talk about it now. And then it was like, no, let's not talk about it now. I think I said, no, let's not talk about it now, because I'm pissed. And you were like, we were talking about this now. And I said, you know what? Fine.
And she did not say fine. Okay, for the record. She did not say fine. She chose a different expletive.
Yeah, we had a whole lot of words.
So, anywho, yes. So you have to be able to fight.
And then look at us now.
And
we're
then make up and forgive and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because it's about building life skills. It really is. And, sometimes moms and dads think you should not argue in front of the kids. And maybe not have knockdown dragouts in front of the kids. Because maybe y'all saw a few of those.
I think a little healthy. I think healthy conflict. Where like
healthy conflict.
Okay. No, but okay. Take for example, it's like a small argument where you see the
No,
argument
listen,
happen
it can
and-
be, I think it can be a big argument, but once it gets to a certain, it needs to like, you need to move, right? Like, so, you know, I chase your dad around the house sometimes.
Oh, we know.
And, it would be his fault, but I would chase him around the house because I was like, oh no, So, but you know, so you saw, my point is you saw a full gamut of emotions.
Yes.
And you came to appreciate that there is a full gamut of emotions in a marriage.
But I think that also is an
and in
expectation.
relationships.
But that's also an expectation that I have for marriage.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Like my brother and I both say we're not going into marriage
With blinders.
like, oh no, we're never gonna fight. If we have never had a fight before we get married, we're gonna be like, I don't think you're the one for me. Like, that's just not possible. Maybe we're not yelling at each other, but you should have some kind of disagreement in some way. I mean,
I feel like your dad should be here for this conversation, but sorry, Dad.
you know.
No, listen, it is what it is. You just have to be real.
Yeah.
You have to be real. And so it's about showing up and bringing your full self and into the relationships. No representatives. No representatives, right? Because it won't last. It won't last. Your full self is coming out. And it needs to come out. And the more healthy it can come out, obviously the better, but sometimes we don't get that right.
Sometimes it just has to come out in a dysfunctional way.
Yeah.
In the bounds of a trusting relationship.
And it's okay. That's why you have a covenant.
Yes.
Right? That's why you have covering.
And that's why you have your mom. So
Don't be afraid to keep your cookie in the cookie jar.